So if you like cool stuff, you're in the right place. You're gonna see a perfect example of some Farmboy Engineering right here. See, I've got quite the situation going on here. Fan gonna live right next to them two girls. That's gonna be nice, real nice. It worked good, real good. I guess you now know everything I know. See this through hole right here? Throw this piece on your workbench, grab your mag drill, line it down, line it up with that through hole, hit the magnet, line up your center points, and drill that son of a gun. I'm gonna take this mag drill and this drill press, combine it together, make a drill press that will take the place of a floor standing industrial $25,000 to $3,000 model and have just as much power. I'm gonna show you how to do it and why it makes so much sense. Let's go. Okay, I got some measuring and some cutting done. I got me a piece of 5/8 here that is gonna hold the mag drill. You wanna go with at least ½ inch. I'm gonna make a little box for it just so it slides into that. We're gonna go over, set that mag drill up there and weld those pieces on. We'll go do that now. Okay, I got my top base plate built. I got my column marked here. I'm gonna have to modify this rack. I'm gonna start tearing this thing down, so I'm gonna get to that now. All right, that was pretty easy. I'm gonna go chop this at my mark. Ooh, nice chunk of pipe left over. I like it. I gotta get my rack and pinion all set up on here. I gotta get the front edge of this thing marked, because that's gotta be accurate. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay it on this here bench, grab my Sharpie, and I'm just gonna let the gravity, I'm gonna mark the furthest down spot on the front of this. So that should be dead square, straightforward. I'm gonna go get me a chisel, and I'm just gonna chisel that mark so I don't wipe it off down the road here. Perfect. I need to get this rack chopped down. That actually looks pretty good. I think we got her dialed in. You know what, I'm gonna clamp that son of a gun down. I'm tired of fighting it. Let's see how much clearance we're gonna have clearance. Should get every job that I will ever do taken care of with that range. Gonna be about perfect, I think. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Before I go any further, I'm gonna throw this 5/8 annular cutter in there and drill some holes in this platform so I can use my welding clamp that I made. So anyway, I'm gonna drill some holes in that so I can use these clamps. They work pretty slick. Okay, I'm back. I've got some holes marked in here. I probably only need 2. I'm gonna do 4. I think 4 is twice as good. One more. Just zoom in there a little bit there. So these just slide in there and you can clamp stuff down. I'm gonna go put some paint on these and I'll be back. I just gotta put it all together and then weld the top plate on. All right, guys, I just got her put back together. It went together smooth, real smooth. Let's get a close up, get this thing tested out. Little anchor lube on there. Now, the best trick. See this piece of angle iron? I know you've all been here. You're gonna set it up on your rollers so you're gonna be even with your platform or your drill. You're down here, you're adjusting. Come over here, needs to go up a little and grab it. You got a lot of weight on it. You're trying to get that adjusted. Oh, that looks good. What a pain in the butt. I got the solution for that. See this through hole right here? Throw this piece on your workbench, grab your mag drill, line it down, line it up with that through hole, hit the magnet, line up your center points, and drill that son of a gun. That easy. Now your mag drill works great for any situation. Frames, beams, regular drill press situation, long pieces on the bench with a through hole. I guess you now know everything I know. Go put it to. Someone suggested I take these parts and make a paint shaker out of it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn this workbench into a paint shaking machine right here. Remember this here mag drill press combo? These are the parts I had left right here. Not sure if it's gonna work, but I got a good plan, a real good plan. We're gonna mount this thing under this workbench top behind these drawers right back in this corner. Since I'm gonna be real tight on room, I'm gonna get rid of all these guards, eliminate this switch. So I'm gonna get started on that now. Plan on running one of these variable speeds, got its own switch. All right, let's pull this bench out and see what kind of room we're dealing with. Hopefully she'll fit in here. Oh, that's gonna work perfect. Just enough room. Let me show you. So I'm gonna mount this thing right in here. It'll all make sense in a little bit. Okay, I did some measuring. This angle iron is gonna fit pretty good back there. I'm gonna tack that on, square it all up, burn her in. All right, that should do it. Well, I've got it clamped in there and I got it set where I want it. So I'm just gonna pull this off that tube and then burn that piece in. That ought to do her. Okay, let's get her in there. We got clearance. Okay, now we can start working on everything out here. Is what's gonna happen is I'm gonna make a crankshaft with an offset and then with a rod coming up through here, and our paint shaker is gonna sit right here. Okay, here's what we got so far. It's gonna be the rod that comes up through the table, and then I'm gonna make a bracket right here to hold this bearing. That'll be our end bearing. It'll be out on the end. I've got my crankshaft built, got my bearing, got my where my connecting rod's gonna go. That'll be welded right here. Come up through the bench. This slides through into here and goes into my drill. It's just gonna be chucked in there. Then I've got my carrier bearing for the end bearing here. That'll go in here and get welded like that. Okay, I got this clamped down, ready to weld on there. Now we put this on our bearing up through here. Now here's the sleeve that's gonna go in here. Well, that seems like it's gonna work. Get all this done, put this on, weld it. That's smooth, real smooth. Let's get the carrier bearing on and we can give it a shot. Okay, I got that carrier bearing all set. I'm gonna just tack it, and then you and I are all gonna see this for the very first time. All right, let's turn the bitch on. Let me get the cord, hang on. Okay, I've got the switch here. I got it plugged in. I have not tried it, hit it. Hell, that's pretty smooth, real smooth. Here's a little paint cradle I built. See, I welded that nut on there. That nut's gonna screw right onto that. The whole plan is to be able to slip a can in there, lock it down. The first time I'm trying this, so here's a can of paint. My thinking is once you get it adjusted right, and you just leave it. Okay, let's go ahead and give that a try. I think that's solid now. Oh, that's shaking the shit out of that thing, man. Oh yeah. Dude, that's gonna be so handy. I'm gonna take this table and make it better. How am I gonna do that? With this drawer and another one just like it. I'm gonna take this fan and mount it with this here TV mount. Get it off my bench and onto the wall. See that bush light sign up there? Wait till you see how easy and cheap I framed that thing with that old rustic wood. You won't even believe it. What's this, you ask? My elevator. I'm gonna show you how I use it as a boom to flip this table upside down, put it on a cart so I can work on it easier. Let's get that table flipped over. All right, first let's get this table out of the way so we can put the boom on. She rolls smooth, real smooth. And you bolt it on, knock her down. Oh, before I go all the way up to put that table under here to flip it over, hit subscribe. I've got a video coming out soon that's gonna have a detailed description of everything I did and how I built this elevator. Also, I got some extreme tests coming on the tool swing that you're not gonna wanna miss. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, I hope this goes well. Okay, now I can use the boom to get it the rest of the way. Okay, I got it hooked up. All right, let's do it. I did it wrong. I should have been on the underside of this, but this is gonna work. We'll get her on its top here. Okay, I've got it rigged up here. We're just gonna give it a shot. All right, that should get us up enough to get the cart underneath. Yeah, we look pretty good. Next will be chopping holes in this thing. These are server drawers. You can buy them on Amazon. Pretty heavy duty. They're not bad. I'm gonna cut slots into my 3-inch square tubing. I'm gonna put 2 of them, one over here, one over here. I'd put 3, but just a little bit too short. See that mess right there? Them drawers are gonna take care of that. Okay, I've got all my tools out. I got some marks marked. You can see. I got some marked anyway. All right, let's do some cutting. Okay, I got all my horizontal lines cut with this thing. Now I'm gonna take and get the vertical lines with this little die grinder. I'm gonna do that now. All right, then I just took this guy right here, little belt sander I got, little attachment for the right end of the grinder to smooth them up a little bit. It worked good, real good. Hey guys, I'm gonna go get a new grinder. Do you guys go for the switch or do you guys go for the paddle? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna go get one soon, real soon. Let me know. Okay, let's put them drawers in. I know they fit because I tried already, but let's get them put in. I'm just going to use some self tappers. Oh yeah, that's smooth, real smooth. All right, well I'm going to go ahead and put them self tappers in and we're going to brace up the backs of those drawers. I'll come back when we're ready for that. Okay, I'm just going to use these for spacers. Nice and smooth. Those are going to be nice. All right, let's get her flipped over and put her back to work. All right, well, stand back. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how this cart's gonna handle this, but we're gonna just see what happens. Holy shit. Well, got a new gouge in my table. I'm gonna have to tape them shut so I don't bend them. All right, I got a plan. Don't know if it'll work, but. Okay, now I'm just gonna re-rig the strap. Okay, I got it rigged up. I just wanted to show you how I did it. Just ran under the top, came over to here. We'll see if it works. I gotta show you the battle scar right there. Hit the corner right here. All right, look at that thing. Man, them drawers look cool. Okay, I'm gonna take these Harbor Freight magnets. I'm gonna chop them. I'm gonna chop them the lengthwise. Then I'll have a couple other short pieces where I can organize things a little better. I'd say those dividers work pretty good. All right, now let's get on to the fan mount. Okay, I got some parts rounded up and somewhat ready to go. Got my fan. Well, I think it's gonna work. I think it's tight enough that it'll stay. And if not, I can just grab her wrench, tighten her up a little bit. That's gonna be nice when she gets warm. Gonna be real nice. All right, and we'll meet you on the other side to mount it on the wall. Okay, here we are on the other side. Let's get this up. I just noticed this, but look where that fan's gonna live, right next to them two girls. That's gonna be nice, real nice. All right, let's get it up there. Well, I'm just gonna use a couple of these old fence boards for the frame. I'm just gonna rip a few of these down. All right, now I'm just gonna measure what I need for length and go cut some 45s. Okay, now I'm just gonna lay them out here on the table. All right, now we're gonna go up over to the wall and hang this shit up. Okay, going up. That look good. Let me know if I need to move it quick. All right, I guess I'll just do it then. Nobody said nothing. Oh yeah, that's looking good, real good. First of all, this old dog just didn't have enough power. I did do a gear reduction. I went from 260 and now I'm right around 170, 175. So it did give it some more power. Got a couple belts. I added this jack shaft, chopped this out, made some stuff here so it all tightened up nice. Been working for a lot of years. Nice and smooth. So I had to do 500 of these threaded at the end. I did have to cut all those too. So something that I'd never seen before, and the way I did it to repeat my cuts, I'll show you what I did. I got my stop. I got the nut welded on there. So I crank this baby in there, tighten it up. I can tighten it up and loosen it. Crank it tight. Now I'll set my stop. Now this is the thing, since this isn't clamped on this side of the cut, turn that down, make your cut. That way it doesn't bind that piece in between your stop and your blade, because it'll kick that son of a gun, I'm telling you. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to show you what these rods are used for right now. It's the latch rods that latch these up until you crank them solid. We're going to do one with this old dog Chuck. They don't hold that good. Now let's try to get this set up. It'll all make sense here in a little bit. Now we're gonna set this up so it hits the hole. All right, right there. We're gonna just go for it here. That seemed to work, so that's the gist of it. Then you adjust it to when that die pops out of that socket, you got the proper amount of threads. I did that 500 times. I had it set perfect and all my threads are perfect. You know, took a little bit of a while to get it dialed in, but once I got her dialed in, okay, now for the upgrade. It's a FOD bit chuck. They got gears inside of them, all advanced technology that I don't understand. I just know it's a drill chuck and I hope it holds. It's a keyless, so you can just spin it and it's supposed to hold. But let's take it out of the box. Here's how it came. These guys reached out to me after a drill bit video. It was actually this clamp video. I don't know. They thought maybe I could do a video on this first thing I ever got for free. But I told them I'd do a video on it. It looks good. Man, it looks really good. I'm gonna put it on and we're gonna see if it'll hold that 5/16. And if it'll hold that 5/16, I got some 1/2 inch rod that's 1018 cold rolled. I don't know if the old drill press will have enough power to do 1/2 inch, but we'll check the 5/16 first. I've got this all set up. I got it tightened. I'm gonna loosen it. It loosens so easy. Tighten her up. Well, that was easy. It did not slip it a little bit. Oh, this is gonna make my life easier. Let's throw the 1/2 inch rod and 1/2 inch die in there and see if it'll do 1/2 inch. Well, here's a test. Let's see if she'll do it. Well, it did it. I don't think it slipped at all. I think the belts were slipping. Look how far it went. I don't see any sign of slippage here either. If you like cool stuff, you're in the right place. Some of the stuff you're gonna see here is some serious strength test on my new product, the tool swing. That's gonna get crazy. There may be some out there already. Not sure when you're watching this, but they are amazing. I'm gonna have all kinds of space-saving ideas on here. See anything you want me to go into further details about? Let me know down in the comments. All these videos are listed down in the description. Check them out.